Hey, Probstats kids, this is Dr. Callahan for week 11, Friday. Yay, you guys made it back, made it through the first week back in spring break. Go ahead and take a look at the following 3 questions, pause it, and answer the following 3 questions for your warm-up log. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right in. Now, your guided note today looks something like this. If you're doing this at home, you're totally welcome to go ahead and just copy it down or show your work on a separate piece of paper. You don't have to print this out by any means. This is the first page, and then this is your second page. Okay, we're going to start right over here. First part is be an accountant. An accountant is someone who helps people manage their money and do their taxes. It's your turn to be an accountant, how Mr. Ramos and Mrs. Chen compute their taxes. Read the information in the financial profile and then use the information to answer the following questions. Tax percentages are included below. All right, so Frank Ramos is a dentist. Annual salary is $78,000. Recently purchased a $500 tablet for his son's birthday, $10 collar for his dog, and a $20 pizza buffet lunch for his family, which that's pretty cheap actually. He owns a home with a value of $240,000. Well, that's definitely not here in Reno because as we know, real estate prices is like $450,000 on average. So question number 1 is what are... Sorry, my pen is being a little bit weird, so I am going to change the pen. What is Frank property tax for this year? So if the property tax is 2%, then obviously what is 240,000 times 0.02? And go ahead and multiply that and calculate it. On which purchase will Frank pay the most sales tax? Well, if you look at it, probably his tablet. I mean, like the tablet's $500. Sales tax is 8%, so times it by 0.08. How much does Frank need to pay in income tax? Income tax on average is 20%. So his income tax is $78,000 times that by 0.20. That should give that to you. And how much did Frank pay in sales tax for the tablet? Well, that one right here is right there. So then we're going to shift over to Anne. Anne she owns and manages a carpet cleaning business. Her salary is $46,000. Recently, she purchased a $200 new vacuum for her house, a $60 bedspread to redecorate her room, and a $25 chicken dinner for her family. Okay, and so she owns a home and a business with a combined value of $320,000. So what are Anne's property tax for this year? So you're going to take her $320,000, times it by the property tax, which is not 0.20, 0.02. Multiply that, give me the answer for there. On which tax or which purchase will Anne pay the least sales tax? Well, probably the chicken dinner for her family because it's only $25. So times it by 0.08. How much does Anne need to pay in income tax? Well, she makes about $46,000, times that by 0.20, which is probably her federal tax. Unless, of course, you live in California, in which case you have a state tax as well. And generally, that's about 10% more of your income. How much did Anne pay in sales tax for the bedspread? Well, the cost of the bedspread is $60, so times that by 0.08. Then after you guys have calculated this, ask you some other specific questions such as who paid more in income tax? Well, generally, if you look to see who made more, they're probably going to pay more in income tax. How much more did she or he have to pay? So then just subtract the two. Who paid more in total sales tax? How much more did they pay? Who paid more in property tax? And with property, it's generally whoever has a bigger house, in which case it's Anne, but multiply both Anne and Frank's property by 0.02 and then subtract it together. You'll be able to find the difference there. All right, so then here is a challenge. On a separate piece of paper, I want you guys to go ahead and write a financial profile for a fictional character who pays $10,000 in income tax, $5,200 in property tax. Make a list of 3 recent purchases together and add that amount to the sale tax of $24. So now you're kind of working a little bit backwards, which will require you to be a little bit creative. But guess what? You guys can do. So what you can think about is this character, and of course, you're going to go ahead and create the person's name. So make sure they have a name, and make sure they have an occupation. Okay, and however much their income is, when you multiply that by the income tax, let's say is 0.20, whatever that is, has to equal to $5,200, okay? And then, oh, I'm sorry, just kidding. That's property tax. It has to be 10,800. Okay, and then you're gonna go ahead and create a home for them. And so whatever their property is that they're gonna own, so this is their property times by 0.02, that has to equal to 5,200, and then list 3 items that they have. Each of these items times by 0.08, which is the sales tax. The sum of these 3 items have to equal to $24. So you're welcome to go ahead and create it however you would like. All right, next we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about short-term goals, midterm goals, and long-term goals. Short-term goals is what do you want to achieve this year? Okay, like for example, an example of this is creating an emergency fund. Most emergency funds last about 6 months, so you have to think about how much do you spend every month, times that by 6. Midterm goals are what do I want to achieve in the next 5 years? A good one is pay off high interest credit card debt. Long-term goals is what do I want to achieve 10 years from now? And in that 10 years, it could be saving down for a down payment on a house. So that's a good one. All right, next I want you guys to match each of the term with its description. And the vocabs that we've talked about are like credit card, long-term balance, IRA, investment, emergency fund, paycheck, paycheck, debt-free, short-term, stock, bond, and mutual funds. Next, we're going to talk about nickel and dime. A grocery store price can be confusing. How can a person know what size of a product offers the most savings? Use division to find the or the per ounce or per unit price of each item. Circle the best bargain. Show the work in the space provided. So if you're going to go ahead and purchase cleaning solution or cleaning detergent, well, here you have an 8 ounce, 12 ounce, 16 ounce, and the prices obviously goes up. But which one is going to give you the most for your money? So what you can do is you can take $1.29 divided by 8. That answer is how much it costs per ounce. And then make sure you compare that with the other 2 bottles. Do the same thing when it comes to milk, half gallon, gallon, 2 gallon. Do the same thing for a can of soda, and then give me your answer here. All right, you guys, after that, I want you guys to go ahead and watch a video. The video is going to be right over here. You can type this in, or you can even just go to YouTube and type in how to manage your money 50-30-20 rule. This is the one that you want to watch. And then after watching this video, it's only about 5 minutes. I want you to answer, how can you apply the 50-30-20 rule to your spending habits, and what 3 things you can do to come back on your spending? All right, you guys, as always, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful Easter.